Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we are gonna talk about King Arthur, the legendary monarch of Britain. Introduction. King Arthur is a legendary figure who has captured the imaginations of countless people for over a millennium. His story, a blend of history, folklore, and myth, is deeply intertwined with the cultural heritage of the British Isles. In this narrative, we will explore the legend of King Arthur in all its facets, from his mysterious origins to the Knights of the Round Table, the sword Excalibur, and the quest for the Holy Grail. We'll delve into the themes, characters, and enduring appeal of the Arthurian legend, while also discussing its historical context and the ongoing debates about the existence of a real King Arthur. Origins and early sources. The origins of the King Arthur legend are shrouded in mystery, and separating fact from fiction is a daunting task. The earliest references to Arthur come from texts written centuries after the events they purport to describe. The primary sources for Arthurian legend include Historia Brittonum, c. 830 CE, attributed to the Welsh historian Nennius. This Latin text is one of the earliest references to Arthur. It mentions Arthur as a warrior who, according to legend, led the Britons to victory against the Saxons. Annals Cambri, c. 10th century. This Welsh chronicle includes entries referring to Arthur's battles but offers scant details about his life or deeds. Geoffrey of Monmouth's Historia Regum Britanniae, circa 1136 CE. Geoffrey's work is a pivotal source for Arthurian legend. It presents Arthur as a heroic king who fought against the invading Saxons and established a mighty British Empire. Geoffrey's portrayal heavily influences later Arthurian literature. Welsh poems. Welsh bardic poetry from the 9th to 11th centuries mentions Arthur and his deeds, often in a more historical context than the later romanticized tales. The Mabinogion, c. 12th to 13th centuries. This collection of Welsh folktales includes several stories involving Arthur and his knights, often focusing on their adventures and interactions with mythic elements. Historical records. Some historians suggest that a Romano-British war leader, possibly named Artorius, may have served as an inspiration for the Arthurian legend. However, concrete historical evidence for Arthur's existence is lacking. Key elements of the legend. The Arthurian legend is characterized by several recurring themes and elements, many of which have become iconic in their own right. The sword and the stone. In Geoffrey of Monmouth's version, Arthur pulls the sword from a stone, a feat that proves his rightful claim to the throne. This magical sword, known as Excalibur, becomes a symbol of his divine right to rule. The Lady of the Lake. In some versions of the legend, Arthur receives Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake, an enchantress residing in a mystical watery realm. Her role is both mystical and pivotal. The Knights of the Round Table. Arthur is typically depicted as the leader of a group of noble knights who gather at a round table. The Round Table symbolizes equality among the knights and the idea of a just and cooperative rule. The quest for the Holy Grail. One of the most famous Arthurian stories involves the Knights of the Round Table embarking on a quest to find the Holy Grail, the sacred vessel said to have held the blood of Jesus Christ during the Last Supper. This quest symbolizes spiritual purity and redemption. Merlin. Arthur often has a wise advisor and mentor in the form of the wizard Merlin. Merlin possesses magical abilities and plays a key role in Arthur's rise to power. Guinevere and Lancelot. The legend includes a love triangle involving King Arthur, his queen Guinevere, and the knight Sir Lancelot. This forbidden love contributes to the tragic downfall of Arthur's kingdom in some versions of the story. Camelot. Arthur is said to have ruled from the legendary city of Camelot, which represents an idealized kingdom known for its chivalry, honor, and noble ideals. Arthur's quest for unity and justice. At the heart of the Arthurian legend is the idea of a just and unified Britain. Arthur's role as a warrior king is to protect his people from external threats and establish a reign of justice. He fights against the invading Saxons, seeks to bring peace to the land, and assembles a fellowship of knights who embody chivalric virtues. Key highlights. The Battle of Mount Badon. One of Arthur's most celebrated victories in the legends is the Battle of Mount Badon. While historical evidence is scant, It is often depicted as a pivotal moment when Arthur's forces successfully halted the Saxon advance. Knights of the Round Table. The Fellowship of Knights is a central aspect of Arthur's reign. They are bound by a code of chivalry that emphasizes virtues like courage, honor, and loyalty. Notable knights include Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, and Sir Galahad. The code of chivalry. Arthurian legend played a significant role in popularizing the concept of chivalry, a code of conduct for knights that stressed not only martial prowess but also moral and ethical virtues. Justice and fair rule. Arthur is often depicted as a wise and just king who hears the grievances of his subjects and dispenses fair judgments. His quest for justice extends to his efforts to establish a united and peaceful Britain. The tragic love story of Guinevere and Lancelot. One of the most enduring and tragic aspects of the Arthurian legend is the love affair between Queen Guinevere and Sir Lancelot. This illicit romance is both a testament to the power of love and a source of great conflict within Arthur's court. Key highlights. Forbidden love. Guinevere, the beautiful queen of Arthur's court, and Lancelot, one of Arthur's most esteemed knights, fall deeply in love. Their affair is kept secret, but rumors and suspicions circulate. The quest for the Holy Grail. The quest for the Holy Grail further complicates matters. Lancelot embarks on this sacred mission but is unable to see the Grail due to his sins, including his adulterous relationship with Guinevere. The fall of the Round Table. Ultimately, the love between Guinevere and Lancelot becomes known to the other knights, leading to a feud within the Round Table. This internal strife weakens Arthur's kingdom and contributes to its downfall. The final conflict. The culmination of this tragic love story is the final conflict between Arthur and Lancelot, resulting in a devastating battle in which many knights are killed. The affair leaves a permanent scar on Arthur's reign. Excalibur, the legendary sword. Excalibur is one of the most iconic elements of the King Arthur legend. It is more than just a weapon, it symbolizes the divine right of Arthur to rule and serves as a source of power and authority. Key highlights. The sword in the stone. In Geoffrey of Monmouth's version, Arthur proves his right to rule by pulling Excalibur from a stone. This miraculous act solidifies his status as the true king of Britain. Gift from the Lady of the Lake. In other versions of the legend, Arthur receives Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake. She presents the sword to him, emphasizing its mystical properties. Excalibur's powers. Excalibur is often depicted as an extraordinary weapon with magical qualities. It can cut through armor and foes with ease, and its blade is virtually indestructible. Return to the Lady of the Lake. In some versions, Excalibur must be returned to the Lady of the Lake at Arthur's death, symbolizing the end of his reign and the passing of his legacy. The quest for the Holy Grail. The quest for the Holy Grail is one of the most famous and enduring episodes in Arthurian legend. It represents a spiritual journey undertaken by Arthur's knights, a search for purity, redemption, and divine enlightenment. Key highlights. The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is a sacred vessel said to have held the blood of Jesus Christ during the Last Supper. It is often depicted as a radiant and miraculous object. The quest begins. The Grail quest is initiated by a vision or a divine calling, and knights from the Round Table embark on a quest to find it. Sir Galahad, in particular, is destined to achieve the Grail due to his exceptional purity and righteousness. Challenges and tests. The knights face numerous challenges and moral tests during their quest. They must demonstrate their worthiness through acts of chivalry and piety. Symbolism and themes. The quest for the Holy Grail is rich in symbolism, representing the search for spiritual enlightenment, redemption, and the quest for the divine. It explores themes of faith, purity, and the human condition. Achieving the Grail. In some versions of the legend, Sir Galahad ultimately achieves the Holy Grail, experiencing a mystical and transcendent encounter with the divine before ascending to heaven. This event marks the culmination of the quest. Merlin, the enigmatic wizard. Merlin, the wizard and advisor to King Arthur, plays a crucial role in the Arthurian legend. He is a complex character with magical abilities, wisdom, and a profound influence on Arthur's life and destiny. Key highlights. Merlin's birth. Merlin's origins are shrouded in mystery. Some legends claim he was born of a human mother and a supernatural father, while others suggest he was conceived without a father. Magical powers. Merlin possesses a wide range of magical abilities, including foresight, shapeshifting, and the power to work enchantments. His magic is often used to aid Arthur and his knights. Advisor and mentor. Merlin serves as Arthur's trusted advisor and mentor, guiding him in matters of governance and warfare. He plays a pivotal role in Arthur's rise to power. The Lady of the Lake. In some versions of the legend, Merlin has a connection to the Lady of the Lake. He arranges for Excalibur to be given to Arthur by this mystical figure. Merlin's fate. In some stories, Merlin's fate is tied to a woman named Nimue, or Vivian, who traps him in a magical prison or tomb. This marks the end of Merlin's direct involvement in Arthur's affairs. Camelot, the idealized kingdom. Camelot, the legendary city where King Arthur is said to have ruled, embodies the ideals of chivalry, honor, and nobility. It is the heart of Arthur's kingdom and a symbol of an idealized British realm. Key highlights. Camelot's description. Camelot is often depicted as a splendid and idyllic city with a magnificent castle. It is a place of noble knights, just rulers, and fair laws. Round Table. Within Camelot, the Round Table symbolizes the values of equality and cooperation among Arthur's knights. It is a place where disputes are settled, and oaths of loyalty are sworn. Chivalry and virtue. Camelot is a center of chivalry, where knights are expected to uphold virtues like bravery, honesty, and loyalty. The code of chivalry influences the behavior of Arthur's court. Quest for the Grail. The Grail quest often begins at Camelot, where knights are inspired to undertake this spiritual journey in the pursuit of purity and divine enlightenment. Camelot's downfall. The legend of Camelot is tinged with tragedy. Internal strife, betrayal, and the moral failings of Arthur and his knights contribute to the kingdom's ultimate downfall. Historical context and debates. The Arthurian legend, with its mix of historical and mythical elements, has sparked debates among historians and scholars for centuries. Some key points of contention include: historical Arthur. While some believe that Arthur may have been a real historical figure, a Romano-British war leader who resisted Saxon invasions, there is no definitive historical evidence to confirm his existence. Literary invention. Others argue that Arthur is primarily a literary invention, with his legend emerging and evolving over centuries through the works of poets, bards, and writers. Romano-British context. The Arthurian legend is often situated in the context of post-Roman Britain, a time of political turmoil and cultural transition. It reflects the enduring memory of a leader who stood against the tide of Saxon invaders. Influences and adaptations. Arthurian legends have been adapted and reinterpreted by countless writers and artists over the centuries, each adding their own twist to the narrative. This has contributed to the legend's enduring popularity. Modern adaptations and legacy. The Arthurian legend has left an indelible mark on Western literature, culture, and identity. It continues to inspire writers, filmmakers, and artists to this day. Key highlights. Literary legacy. Arthurian legends have inspired numerous literary works, from medieval romances like Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory to T.H. White's The Once and Future King. Modern media. The legend of King Arthur has been adapted into countless films, television series, and video games. Notable adaptations include Disney's The Sword in the Stone and the film Excalibur. Cultural influence. Arthurian motifs and characters have permeated Western culture. Names like Arthur, Guinevere, and Lancelot are instantly recognizable, and phrases like knight in shining armor are common idioms. Symbol of British identity. King Arthur has also become a symbol of British identity, representing a heroic past and embodying ideals of courage, honor, and unity. Continued interest in the Arthurian legend remains strong, and ongoing research and scholarship continue to explore its historical and literary dimensions. Conclusion. The legend of King Arthur is a timeless and enduring narrative that has captivated audiences for centuries. Whether as a historical figure or a literary creation, Arthur embodies the ideals of chivalry, justice, and unity. His story continues to inspire and resonate with people, serving as a symbol of the enduring human quest for heroism, virtue, and the pursuit of noble ideals. In the end, King Arthur's legacy lives on, not only as a legendary king of Britain but as a symbol of the enduring power of myth and storytelling. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in another video.